Well, this upcoming weekend is definitely a big one if you are a football fan. Of course, Super Bowl Sunday coming up in just a few days. Super Bowl 56 will take place at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles between the LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. Joining me to discuss a little bit of the X's and O's and give his pick on the Super Bowl is Vince Orieux, head coach of the Holy Rosary Raiders football team. Vince, thank you for taking this time and joining me.
Hey, Evan, thanks for having me.
Now, Vince, obviously both these teams are more than willing combatants. So we're just going to go through and sort of, I guess, break down, each sort of strong points for either team. Now, one thing that I want to talk about, Vince, here is, for just the second time in NFL history, the home team, or rather the city that is hosting the Super Bowl, will also have a team in the Super Bowl. Now, just, obviously home field advantage is a thing. The fans, the noise, everything, contributes into a game. But at the Super Bowl specifically, how big do you think just having the crowd behind the LA Rams will be for them?
Yeah, I don't know with Super Bowl. I mean, if you look at ticket prices, I'm not sure if a regular fan can afford a ticket to the Super Bowl. So I don't know if it's regular LA Rams fans or if it's people from around the world and country coming in that can afford a $6,000 ticket. But nonetheless, they'll have some supporters there. Probably the biggest thing is being in your own locker room, having your own food services and those sorts of things that happen on a week-to-week basis for these guys, just staying in that routine.
That game day routine, sort of what they were used to throughout, 17, 18 games throughout this season, or rather, half of those games throughout this season. Now, Vince, just talking, sticking with the LA Rams, talking about their defense specifically. I mean, they have the best defensive tackle, arguably in football history, but for sure right now in the NFL, joining him on the rush is Leonard Floyd and Von Miller. And then if you go down, to some of the deep coverage, there's Jalen Ramsey, there's Jordan Fuller, really just up and down throughout that defense. There is stud player after stud player. Just, from an offense perspective with the Bengals, just how tough is it to game plan when going into this type of game?
Well, I mean, for these guys, I think they know what they're getting, right? So you can game plan that way. There are no secrets. Everything's on film, and you've seen everything that they can bring. For the Bengals, though, they just seem to persevere. They got their butts kicked by Tennessee, 8 sacks, I think, in that game. They ended up, coming out on top. So it's not like they can't find ways to solve what a defense is trying to do.
And it's really being led by, 3 absolute studs, all starting first names with the letter J, that being Joe Burrow, who best completion percentage through the regular season in the NFL, Joe Mixon, who is, third in rushing yards, and then Jamar Chase, who has just been absolutely stellar, especially in the playoffs, actually setting a new record for most receiving yards in the playoffs by a rookie. Vince, after talking about the defense and how many monsters there are there, just how big will those 3 players specifically have to be for the Bengals?
Yeah, they're going to have to get rid of the Super Bowl jitters real quick. They're going to have to be leaders. First time in this position. Mixon's been in the league for a few years, but Burrow only year 2, and an injury stalled year 1, and Chase is a rookie. So, they're going to have to play like grown men on Sunday and play like they've been there before.
Yeah, 21-year-old Jamar Chase might have to quickly age overnight if that is at all possible. Now, final question for you, Vince, and this is the big one, obviously. Who is your pick for this Sunday?
Well, since my Colts lost out a few weeks ago, I've been riding the Bengal wave, so I'll pick them as an underdog pick for Sunday.
And who knows, maybe we'll be seeing a new Joe Cool or Cool Joe come Monday or Sunday night. Who knows if Joe Burrow will take over that name from Joe Montana. Maybe a little bit of work to go there still. Vince, thank you very much for taking this time and joining me.
You bet, no problem. Thanks for having me.